What it do? It's your boy Legos. What? I'm back with another video, man. Today I'm sitting here chilling, man, watching these little stories that I like. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching them just like y'all, but I just a week ago I seen Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Stuff fun did. You know what I'm saying? They look divine. You know what I'm saying? Look like it was cool, but I guess this girl can't stay happy, man, because they said she broke up with this man already.
You some information. Cardi B deletes all pictures of Stefon Diggs from Instagram. What is going on? Did they break up? I thought those two was gonna make it. But let me tell you, men are men. But let's
Mhm.
find out what's going on later on. This is getting very scary and juicy. I want to know what's the real information. When I get out, let you know.
Carter B and Stefon Diggs broke up. That nigga said I ain't taking care of nobody kids.
Uh,
Man, so they saying Cardi B and Stefon Diggs allegedly broke up. She deleted all the pics of Stefon Diggs off her page. I ain't gonna lie, if this real, I ain't surprised by this. Dude from Young Miami, the baddest out of the whole industry.
I
And
don't
the
think he
people that thought
following
this was
them.
gonna last is insane. Nah, all jokes aside, this probably is cap though. Just because you delete a picture off your page don't mean nothing. Fact.
But look, though, I don't think he fumbling nothing. Somebody he fumbling the baddest girl. Like, bro, he hitting and quitting like he supposed to.
Ladies, y'all got to do better, man. I'm sorry to tell you, but the grass is not greener on the other side. If you got you a man that taking you serious, really, being there showing up when it's time to show up, take him serious. An older female always told me, leaving a man for cheating, it's like leaving a place because it's raining. It's like you took a trip to Jamaica. Now you want to leave because it's raining. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying what Offset was doing was right. Okay, we know. But he showed up when it was time to show up. He took you serious. I don't know who need to hear this, but good men do not grow on trees.
Yep.
Allegedly,
Hey,
he
he
asked
not
her to go
lie.
to Disneyland with her and the kids. He denied it. Now you want to delete all his pictures off Instagram? Like, come on, Cardi B. You know what you signed up for, big dog. You're trying to turn Superman to Clark Kent, and he ain't going for it. And now you mad? Imagine if you would have asked Offset.
Uh,
Fam would have been there, kid on his shoulders, taking pictures. But no, using female logic. You're going to leave a man that really took you serious. You're a man. Thinking that
he
the grass
right.
is greener on the other side. I'm sorry to tell you.
He is right. He's so right though. Cause like you wanted to go try to make whether you did it to make him mad, like just like you said, man. Offset would have been there.
Miss Cardi, the guys that you like have conscience. You have 3 kids. And plus, I remember where you come from, straight out the strip club. We ain't forget. You got
Mhm.
money, that's cool, but I got money too. Having a yacht party, other females invited, that's cool. But going to Disneyland game with other kids, that's not mine. And you want to get mad at me now? I mean, let's
Yeah.
keep that shit real, man. The man was posting his ex, and you still was fucking with him. You feel what I'm saying? So you accepted his cheating. But
Just to
when you
make
heard
somebody
about
mad.
Offset cheating, you know, you want to leave him?
So Cardi B going through.
Just to make Offset mad. Now look at you. Like old time they trying to make it seem like he broke up with her. She broke up with her. He probably broke up with her ass. I wouldn't put it past him.
Another breakup. Say she done took Stefan or whatever his name, pictures
Stop her to
down
chill
off of
out.
her
Just sit back.
Instagram. Ladies, y'all got to know how to just date and be quiet.
Looking
Dating,
bad,
just
though.
just be private with your relationship until you really see that it's really locked
Going
in and
somewhere.
it's solid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If not, you're gonna be looking like a fool out here.
That's what she looking
I
like.
felt that she needed to let herself air out. You know what I'm saying? As women, we grow. We are not the same people. I told y'all she is not the same person she was on Love and Hip Hop. She's been married. She have children. You know what I'm saying? We gotta find out who we are, and jumping out of one relationship with this spirit, and then jumping in another relationship with this spirit. You're not letting yourself heal. You know what I'm saying? Read a book. You know
Who I love, yeah. All right.
saying? Find some good shows to feed into you. Download the Bible app. Do what you need to
Mm.
do. But at the same time, just jumping from person to person this man got children. And a lot of people said he was no better than Offset. You know what I'm saying? So then what that leave people, more people talking about you. You know what I'm saying? I know people say, I don't care about people talking. to, to a certain extent, you care about people saying what they say.
Yeah.
They get in them comments and they read. You know what I'm saying? You can save yourself the stress. Don't sign up for that stress, ladies. You know what I'm saying? Keep
What?
it a secret until you know it's really, 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 really locked in. Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed. J Lo. Mwah.
What's good, family? Listen, I wanted to do this video like a couple weeks ago, but I never did it. And I just got a notification that gave me a reminder. So I'm gonna do it anyway. But listen, so it was about Cardi B, right? And Offset. And I'm like, okay, Cardi B and Offset, going through their issues. But why is she flossing Stefon Diggs like
Yeah.
they're married, right? Like, even if they're together, at best he's just a boyfriend. What does that mean? That means y'all could break up at any time, any moment, right? So then I was like, why is she making all the stuff she do with Stefon Diggs? Why is she posting it all on the internet? Is she trying to get like Offset jealous or whatever?
I think
It was just
that was the whole
first thing
purpose.
that comes like when I seen her on the boat with Stefon Diggs and she's shaking her booty with the other woman.
I think that was the whole point. You feel me? That was the whole point of doing it.
But I'm like, Stefon Diggs, he known to stay with women, with baddies. And I'm like, what makes Cardi B the one? Why is she doing all this nonsense? Sure enough, she done deleted all the pictures off her Instagram. That's what the notification said. They breaking up. And I'm just like, why did she go so hard with Stefon Diggs? Like, it makes me wonder, like, what did he tell her to where she was comfortable and she was just like, I'm finna go all out with him. I'm finna shake my ass. I'm finna do all this on the internet with this nigga. And it didn't sit right with me. I'm like,
She was just mad at Offset, man. So her being mad, she just acted out, and like that's where it got her. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where it got her. She was acting out, acting crazy, thinking you gonna make another man mad because you making these moves like this, baby. You can make them all you want. Ain't gonna do you like I did. You know what I'm saying? And the next story I got, but I knew Tyler Perry was a little, you know what I'm saying, like a little shaky. That's what, like, you know what I'm saying. But I knew this though. But I ain't gonna just say this story is always correct about that man. Throw his name in the dirt, all that. I ain't gonna do all that. Not gonna throw his name in the dirt, but we got some bad news on this man. He ain't right, my guy. No bull. I ain't gonna yap to you. And the girl Loretta, what the lady Loretta, I'm gonna let her tell it. I'm gonna let her tell it, bro.
Known for her grace, authenticity, and loyalty to the craft. But what happens when someone with nothing left to prove finally decides to break their silence? What if the person she's exposing is none other than Tyler Perry? Yes, Tyler Perry, the multimillionaire mogul, the creator of Medea,
It don't
and one
shock
of the
me.
most influential forces in Black entertainment. But behind the scenes, according to Loretta, lies a man who's allegedly used his power to silence, suppress, and sabotage even those closest to him. In a recent low-key appearance and private conversation with industry insiders, Loretta dropped bombshells that the mainstream media hasn't picked up yet. She didn't name drop for headlines. She spoke with emotion, with pain, with the quiet frustration of someone who's been watching for years and finally had enough. This video will
Yeah,
unpack
and she been around a long time, so we gotta believe what she's saying, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have no choice but to believe her.
every piece of what she said, the behind the scenes manipulation, the roles that were stolen, the emotional toll, and the shocking truth about why some of the most powerful women in the industry have distanced themselves from Tyler Perry over the last few years. We're talking facts, leaked stories, and firsthand accounts, not gossip. You won't believe what happened next. And by the end of this video, one thing will be crystal clear. Loretta
What?
Devine may have been silent for decades, but now that she's speaking, Hollywood better start listening. Before the media headlines, before the streaming empires, before the billion
I mean,
dollar
I think
box office
Hollywood already
success,
know it's us
Tyler
they gotta
Perry was
listen.
just another playwright struggling to
Hollywood probably already knows and goes along what he got going on. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm confused. Talking about Hollywood better start listening. We gotta start listening.
be taken seriously. And during that time, Loretta Devine was already a legend in motion, with Tony Awards, film credits, and an undeniable influence in the world of Black theater. While many remember Perry's explosive entrance into mainstream culture with his Medea plays and Diary of a Mad Black Woman, what most people don't realize is that he drew heavy inspiration from performers like Loretta. Those who worked behind the curtain during the late 90s and early 2000s say Tyler had his eye on Devine, not for a role, but as a symbol. You see, Loretta represented the exact type of performer that could validate Tyler's early work. She had the talent, the credibility, and the heart of the Black theater audience. Collaborating with her would have been a power move, but according to insiders, Loretta was hesitant, not because she doubted Perry's potential, but because she questioned his motives. Sources close to Loretta revealed that she was concerned about how Perry portrayed Black women in his early scripts. The roles were often exaggerated, caricatured, and leaned heavily on trauma for entertainment. Loretta, who built her career playing dignified, complex, layered characters, felt that something wasn't sitting right. She didn't want to just be another loud
I wanna know, like, yeah, why he choose to make over her though?
Black mama yelling in a wig for laughs, one source said. She respected storytelling, and she wasn't going to compromise that, even if it meant saying no to a rising star like Tyler Perry. But here's where it gets interesting. Rather than respecting her decision and giving her space, Tyler allegedly began quietly blacklisting Loretta from future opportunities, not in an overt, name on a list kind of way, but in the more dangerous, whispered conversations between producers, the kind that ends in, maybe someone else would be better for this project. Multiple casting directors have hinted that Perry's productions intentionally avoided working with veteran actors who challenged his creative direction, and unfortunately, Loretta became one of them. But that was just the beginning, because behind the scenes, a quiet war was building. And the next time their names were mentioned in the same circle, it wasn't about a missed opportunity. It was about a power move that would shock Loretta and prove just how deep Tyler's control in the industry had grown. But here's the shocking part they don't want you to know. Tyler wasn't just avoiding Loretta. He allegedly replaced her in a major role and never even told her. In Hollywood, the biggest scandals aren't always about what's said out loud, but what's done in the dark. Loretta Devine has built her legacy on authenticity, grace, and talent. She's never needed to chase roles or stir drama for attention. But even the most respected veterans have stories they've kept hidden until the moment of truth arrives. And for Loretta, that moment finally came after years of being silently pushed out of a project she was once promised.
What?
According to credible sources from inside Tyler Perry Studios, there was a TV project in early development around 2015, one that had all the makings of a breakout hit. The script revolved around a powerful, complex matriarch navigating life, family secrets, and community leadership. Tyler had allegedly approached Loretta early on, expressing that the role was written with her in mind. And she was flattered, excited even. But as the show began to take shape, something changed. Executives from Oprah Winfrey Network, where Perry had massive creative control, were suddenly informed that the lead role would go to another actress, someone with less experience, more malleability, and someone who wouldn't question the script direction. Loretta's name quietly disappeared from internal
That's
conversations.
crazy.
There were no calls, no explanations, no, we went another way, just silence. A longtime casting director close to the situation told industry blogs, off the record, Loretta was ghosted. Tyler never formally turned her down. He just rewrote the role and gave it to someone else. Someone who
So he just didn't even tell her that they got to get who we get a roll to. We trying to see who we get a roll to though.
wouldn't push back on creative control. She was devastated. But here's where it stings even more. That show went on to become one of Tyler Perry's most successful televised dramas, gaining traction, awards buzz, and multi season renewals. And yet, the role of the strong Black matriarch, It was still undeniably written in Loretta's voice. People who knew the early scripts could tell. And for years, Loretta said nothing. She stayed
Dang.
silent out of professionalism, dignity, and, as she later hinted, fear. Because in this industry, calling out someone like Tyler Perry isn't just risky, it can cost you everything. So why is she speaking now? Because silence only works when justice feels possible. And after years of watching younger actresses being shaped and controlled by an image Tyler pushed, while veterans like her were quietly pushed aside, Loretta couldn't keep quiet anymore. In a recent private panel hosted by a guild of veteran Black actresses, Loretta reportedly broke down in tears as she described what she called the invisible curtain that exists between power and truth in Hollywood. Without naming names directly, she all but confirmed the story and saying, "Sometimes the most dangerous men in the industry are the ones who built their kingdom on the backs of women like us and then closed the gates." Her words were raw. Director, and they finally gave voice to what so many in Black Hollywood have whispered about for years. But if you thought that was the worst of it, wait until you hear how Loretta was warned by another A-list actress who said she too had been used and discarded by Tyler Perry. And trust me, you'll recognize her name. Behind every Hollywood empire, there are untold stories of women who were left behind, or worse, intentionally pushed out. And in Tyler Perry's carefully curated kingdom, that story isn't just Loretta Devine's. It's one that has echoed among some of the most iconic names in Black entertainment. While Loretta kept her silence for years, there were others who weren't afraid to whisper behind closed doors. Women who had lived through similar betrayals, who saw the pattern and tried to speak out in their own way. And when they reached out to Loretta, it wasn't just sisterhood, it was a warning. One of the most powerful voices in that circle? Cicely Tyson. Yes, the late, great Cicely Tyson, a legend, an icon, and a woman who had also worked with Tyler Perry. In
Oh
fact,
yeah,
many remember
yeah,
Perry's public admiration for Cicely,
yeah.
casting her in his films and calling her
Most definitely remember her, man. That's crazy.
a mother figure. But few know what Cicely told Loretta in private. According to a close mutual friend, Cicely once warned Loretta, "Just because they put your name in lights doesn't mean they see your worth. Be careful with men who build empires on broken women." Cicely allegedly saw how Tyler operated, praising older Black actresses publicly, but rarely giving them consistent, powerful roles that reflected their true range. Instead, he often leaned into emotional manipulation, using sentiment to control rather than uplift. And it wasn't just Cicely, other actresses, including Kimberly Elise, Lynn Whitfield, and even Tasha Smith, had privately expressed frustration about working in Tyler's creative orbit. Despite being cast in major projects, they found themselves repeatedly boxed into one-dimensional roles, with little freedom to shape their characters or challenge the script. Loretta reportedly received a private message from one such actress during the OWN drama casting fiasco. A message that read, "Sis, I say this with love. If you're not going to play along, they'll pretend you were never in the room."
Yeah,
And that's exactly what happened. But instead of bitterness, this sisterhood turned their pain into solidarity. These women began quietly forming a support circle, separate from Hollywood's elite events, a safe space where Black actresses could speak freely, share experiences, and heal from the emotional and professional harm caused by industry power players, especially those within their own community. Loretta, in a private interview that's now circulating among
that's
insiders,
crazy.
described these conversations as life-saving.
I mean, we actually did not hear her say these words, or this is what somebody's saying that she said. But I don't know. Story gave me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been hearing things about them. You know what I'm saying? I heard somebody say something else how he did them. I mean, I didn't always hear stuff about it, but I never looked into it. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm gonna look into that situation about Tyler, man, because I hate if this these stories are true about you, man. You a monster. But hey, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm gonna try to look into that for us, though. You feel me? We gotta get into that. We gotta see. Is he a monster like they say he is? No, Loretta and them ain't lying on him like that, man. Nero.